Here we go, Dirty Thursday, brought to you by River City Speedway. And we are going to have a blast today with the World of Outlaws, living like outlaws. Wes Irwin is back. Also, River City Speedway Chief Meteorologist, that's what I'm going to call her, Brina Seng in the studio for the first time. That's going to be fun. Of course, World of Outlaws is going to be at the River City Speedway tomorrow night. We're going to talk more about that. And our show today also brought to you by us at Grand Forks Best Source. When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks Best Source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news, interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. You know, Grand Forks Best Source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks Best Source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks Best Source, the Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks Best Source, giving the Forks their identity again. All right, if you have any questions or comments for anybody in the studio today, hey, feel free to call or text. Our number at Grand Forks Best Source is 701-213-0863. People already texting. Nick Curtis, good morning all. Jeff Chewy, good morning from southern Minnesota. Scotty Iverson, good morning, guys, and Wes. Dwight, morning all. Have a great show. All right, thank you again. Feel free to text or call. By the way, tomorrow we're going to be at Buffalo Wild Wings live with Mark Dobmeyer in the 13 JT car. We usually go there for World of Outlaw Days. Going to be fun from 11 to 1, so swing by. Let's do it. Let's get it out of the way. Normally we would do jokes my neighbor tells me, but it's supposed to be so hot at the races tomorrow night. We're going to do this instead. It's so hot, and then we're going to answer. So here's what I'm doing. Got a couple of them. It's so hot. The Statue of Liberty was asked to lower her arm.
Oh boy.
Or it's going to be so hot, Stephen Lewis broke wind just to have a little breeze. I hope he's watching. Or it's going to be so hot, the Benny Ford Clinic opened up a wet bar.
Nice.
Oh boy.
And finally, it's going to be so hot, Jehovah's Witnesses are going to start telemarketing. There we go. A couple of things we got to go through here before we get rolling. First off, our track schedule brought to you, Dirty Thursday track schedule brought to you by Forks Karting Association. You can watch the karts race Wednesday nights at Forks Karting Speedway at the Grand Forks Fairgrounds. Find out more by going to forkskartingassociation.com, and I even said it right this time. Norman County Raceway in Ada, they get their season going tonight. Good for them. The season opener, veterans and first responder night. NLRA late model's going to be there. The IMCA Stock Car Sports Mod, Hobby Stock, Wissota Midwest Mods, and the INEX Legends. Of course, tomorrow at the Bull Ring here in Grand Forks, River City Speedway, World of Outlaws, Sprint Cars, and the NLRA, the Don Mack Classic. Looking forward to that. Saturday, the World of Outlaws head down to Red River Valley Speedway in Fargo. It'll be the third annual Danny Schatz Memorial. With the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars, with the IMCA Sprint Cars also going to be there. Also, tomorrow night, or Saturday night, I'll be there. Devil's Lake Speedway, Farmers Union Oil bringing you Western Renegade Wing Sprints. We got the great night of racing there. That's at Devil's Lake on Saturday. And Greenbush to wrap up the weekend on Sunday, May 31st. Regular season race with the mods, Midwest Mods, Lightning Sprint, Street Stocks, all kinds of great racing going on around the area. And your racetrack schedule brought to you again by Forks Karting Association. And speaking of Forks Karting Association, Dale, the producer, is here. Of course, he's the guy for Forks Karting Association. How'd it go there last night? I know they started racing.
It was their points season opener. They had a non-points race 2 weeks ago, kind of like the preseason race. But so this kicked off the points, kicked off the race season. It was a big night of racing. The Blaskey brothers, big night for them. Nash Blaskey made his move to Junior 1, got his first victory for his Junior 1 career, so big ups on him. And his brother Ryder got the Junior 2 victory. Jackson Dobmeyer taking care of Junior 2 wing carts. Maverick Amdahl taking care of Junior 1 wing carts. And then Kylie Martinson, big 2-for-1 feature win for her. She won in the Masters and the Senior Yamahas. Those are just some of the many winners. Check out all the racing at Forks Karting Speedway, just adjacent from River City Speedway on the Grand Forks County Fairgrounds. Every Wednesday night at 7 p.m., $5 for 3 hours of racing. Can't go wrong with that.
I also mentioned that I'm going to be covering for you Saturday at Devil's Lake. Why? Tell us the ungodly. I can't get over the reason why, but I used to be like you. But why aren't you going to be there?
I'm going to be racing this weekend. Well, a different kind of racing. I'm going to be doing the Fargo Marathon foot race there. So I'll be in Fargo over the weekend, and I'll be staying the weekend over there in Fargo. But and I will be checking out the Outlaws on Red River Valley Speedway. Checking out that track the first time on Saturday.
Just going to ask you if you were coming.
So yeah, I'm stoked to check that out over there. And I know. Thanks for covering for me on Saturday, guy. It should be a big turnout. That big Devils Run weekend at Devils Lake Speedway on Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. And thank you, Dale, for the update with Forks Karting Association. I heard they got our sign up at the racetrack there yesterday, so that is pretty cool. Before we get going too much, I did want to say this to you, Wes. I am sorry to hear about Miss Smoky Bones. I know how it is, man. Losing pets, it sucks, and it's hard to do.
Yeah, that boy, he's been traveling with me a long time. He made it to 16, and, it's just the way things go in life. It sometimes sucks because, people are like, well, the loss of a pet's greater maybe than people. And I get that because, Aunt Bessie died 10 years ago, but you haven't seen her in 15.
Right.
But the cat, he was with me every minute of the day. So, and Miss Marble, she's doing pretty good. I don't see any, sign of her being too bummed out. I try to spend a little more quality time with her now that he's gone. And she's a riot, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, dogs, it's a little different. If they've been together forever, one goes down, and then you can see the other one. You can see them go downhill. Makara, Scotty Iverson, Reed Foss, everybody is morning time at work shoveling rotten wheat while watching the show. Ick. Scotty Iverson, and we're going to get to her now. We're going to ask our chief River City Speedway meteorologist, Brina Seng, in the studios. Give her another round of applause. First time in here, right?
Second time.
Oh, that's right. You were here with your mother.
With my mom.
Yeah. And how's she doing?
My mom's doing great. We got the news we wanted.
Good.
We had a great support system, and we're on the right path to greatness now.
Good. Scotty Iverson, head of River City Speedway Concessions, wants to know what the weather forecast is going to be like for tomorrow night.
It's looking like everyone should get themselves and their neighbors out to the racetrack and watch some good racing. It's going to be a nice night of racing.
You think she was trained right?
Perfect forecast.
Perfect forecast.
I know you folks up here think this is warm, so definitely you could get away with shorts tomorrow. So
yeah.
I find this not warm yet, but we're close.
A couple of weeks ago when I was gone, it was 98 degrees up here for like 4 days in a row, which is unheard of in May here. By the way, your mother is watching. Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Mom.
You have to come down to for Dale's plate of food, John. Bring us luck for our team too. We need a feature win. I will. Did they bring Labosh to Devil's Lake too?
Oh, big shout out to Team Boxcar there, Kenna, Kaylee. They take care of me a lot of the weeks out there at Devil's Lake. They have a wide variety of stuff all season long. So,
okay.
Yes.
I want to start the show here with a picture, and I'm going to put Dale, the producer, to work here because this is something I did not know. I've known you, Wes, now for a long time, but I want to give you a round of applause. I did not know you were in the military. Thank you, sir.
Oh yeah. There you go.
And I was wondering if we could post that picture. Look at that. How about that? How long ago was that?
Pretty goddamn long ago.
And Navy, obviously.
Navy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what did you do? Were you on a boat? Were you on shore?
Yeah, no, I was on a lot of ships. Basically a storekeeper.
Oh,
okay. What I was. So I was a wheeler and dealer.
Sure.
I was the guy that traded something for something.
Okay. Oh, there you go. One of those guys.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Go figure that. I was on an old World War II battleship, the USS Alabama, here this spring, and I mean I know they were a lot different back in the 40s than they are now, but thank you for your service. I did not know that about you.
Yeah, I've done like I told you, I've done a lot of things in my life, and I want to do plenty more. So that was just another part of my chapter. You know.
And doing something like that, I mean, that just adds to the whole Wes Irwin persona. I mean, doesn't it? I'm guessing you were all over the world.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I traveled a lot with them for sure. A lot of different countries. Great experience, obviously.
Did you have a favorite country?
Nah, not necessarily.
Okay.
I mean, Australia is always going to be my number one favorite, but I wasn't there in the service. I was there for racing reasons.
Sure,
but,
sure.
Australia always be number one. I got a lot of people I like to call family over there, real
Yep.
close to me. So
Okay, that's still on my bucket list. I haven't made it to Australia yet, but it's coming up. Tony Oslin, what up, Wes? And again, thank you everybody
What's
for
up,
calling
Tony?
and texting. It's going to be crazy like this all over. You are like a blog master. You've always got all these different things. I mean, you've got you start your day my way.
Yep.
Which I love. The Almost Famous selfie, which you do, and
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to ask you about new stickers. I think you had coming out too. But you do more. I know you do stuff with animals and pets.
We do.
And Liz, you know.
Yeah, kids, pets. I mean, we do stuff with Logan Schuhart's dog Bubba Bowie. So Summer and Logan. Summer has a page for Bubba, and it's a page where they sell products, racing products. She
Sure,
sells really
sure.
cool stuff. The girls ought to check it out. It's called Bubba's Helping Paw VIP.
Okay.
Kind of a weird name, but I didn't ask. But
Yeah.
Anyway, we promote Bubba like he's like a business partner to me, and great. You know, we started this Bubba's Helping Paw meet and treat.
Yep.
So people bring their dogs down. We just get some cute pictures, you know, and we give them a discount card for her store. Now, on her store, some of the proceeds go to like rescues and shelters. So it's a cool thing they're doing. And you know, my most proud deal is my youth program. Really,
Yeah.
My youth development program's really taken off. We got a lot of marketing partners involved now, so the kids are getting chances at some cash, you know, from us directly. Bringing on Jessica DeMario as my partner in that. She's one of the mothers of Bad Addison. You remember Bad Addison's been
sure.
with me a long time. So her mom, Jessica, is kind of running that deal for me, doing all the, you know, putting up the videos. That's why when you read a post about them now, it looks a little more flashier than what I used to do.
Yeah.
She's good at it. She's
Okay.
really good at social media. So, you know, with the help of her and the help of Katie, of course, Katie's still plugging away for me.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping she was going to drop by here today, but maybe she will.
Yeah,
Still time, Katie. Swing on down.
Yeah.
she might still be sleeping.
Oh, that could be too. Moose's LZ Morning Minutes, another one. I know, and you do everything you can to get that thing going, no matter how your day is going.
Yeah.
Because I know yesterday you had a tough day and you barely got it in there.
Yeah.
As far as still considering it morning.
Well,
but you did.
The trip here, obviously, coming from Southern Ohio on a Monday race to try to get up here in a decent time to hang out with everybody was tough. You're looking at an 18-hour drive. Can't do it all in one day, obviously, because of electronic logbooks. And, you know, everything was asked backwards because I left at night. I hate that night driving, but
Yeah.
it made sense to go do the night driving because I needed to show up down at Shas's truck stop because typically we get our trucks PM there
Sure.
this time of the year. So
Yep.
got there, got some service done on that. They found a couple other things I needed fixed, and they took care of it. But like, that was a long 48 hours, man.
Say,
Yeah,
what-
you
It was
were.
grueling.
was
yeah.
that like one of your longest drives this season so far?
That's so far. That's the longest one. But you know, obviously, the one going out to California is the longest, and the one coming back from California
Yeah.
is the longest. But
Because you were all cuckoo yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, I was.
And you were the first to admit it. It's
yeah,
like,
well, you
man,
know,
I
I
don't know.
mean, I did the math. I only had 4 hours of sleep in 48 hours. So
Yeah.
that,
No, that's not healthy.
yeah, but you know what? Nothing these
Yeah,
can't.
yeah,
know,
there you
these
go.
take care of
There
that
you go.
problem.
That's how it's all right there. And then you make it to Grand Forks, and you're spread thin. Obviously, a lot of people know you. You've got friends all over the freaking world now, and it seems like everybody wants a piece of Wes.
Everybody wants a piece of the pie. I mean, that's
Yeah.
cool. I mean, it's cool. I'm very humbled by, you know, just the other day we were in Attica Raceway Park, you know, and I always talk about Attica as like an underrated track, kind of like River Cities, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's great racing there and great fans.
It's not an Eldora or
Right.
or a Knoxville.
But there's nothing to do in that damn town, not a thing. And there's a tavern, I don't know, probably 7-8 miles down the road on a very busy highway. And you know me, I have my Honda Ruckus, and I like to ride that all over town. Well, I'm not going to go down to this tavern on that scooter. So I've been talking about going there for 8 years. I see it every time I drive by. Man, I got to stop in there. And now it's under ownership of a guy that owns a sprint car. So you got to,
you have to
stop in, right?
Yeah.
But these young kids messaged me. They followed my page, and I was beat ass tired. These young kids, there was 4 of them at one point, asked if I'd come and hang out with them that Thursday night. I'm like, oh my God, I was pretty beat up. And I was like, I didn't say yes, I didn't say no. So I took a nap, and I got up, and I'm like, I got to go with these kids. That's pretty cool that these 22-year-old kids, all farmers, wanted to hang out with me. So I was humbled by that. And they took me to the Reedtown Tavern. I'm glad they did. and they took me to another little bar they like to call their favorite. Very respectful kids, had me home in a decent time. They weren't a bunch of, they weren't a mess at all. They were cool.
Yep.
And, I think, some kids are different in every demographic you go to. They're farmers. They're probably raised very quickly and they're mature very quickly. So shout out to those guys. That was cool to hang out with them. I can't wait to see them again. But, it's humbling to hang out with all these people. And you're right. Everywhere I go now, there's people you got to see.
Yeah.
And you can't see them all. And you get spread pretty thin, but you do your best to try and do it a little bit, like, you always ask me to go fishing. I don't really have any interest in that. It's kind of weird because I live in Florida near an ocean and I really don't fish, but I'm not really interested in that. It's not that I don't like John. I just don't want to go fishing. Yeah, that fish you caught yesterday was insane.
I sent him a picture of it.
What in the
I think
hell?
his reply was, "Holy fuck!"
It was. That was a catfish.
Yeah.
Man, what the heck was?
Following up from what you just said there, like when you say people approach you and come hang out with us and spend the night with or just bounce with us, do you kind of get more often than not? It usually works out. People are very accommodating. They know what the spots to treat you. I'm sure you must kind of have to make a quick judgment call in the back of your mind.
Sometimes you do, and you do definitely.
They're
It's
the West Irwin groupies.
I like it, and I don't, there's no point in hiding what I'm going to do. So I just say it's an open invitation to anybody every time. I just gone through some crap with people giving me a hard time about not inviting them.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not that guy.
Yep.
I don't get on the phone and text everybody.
No.
And I never know what I'm doing half the time. And half the time it's spur of the moment. So
Sure.
I'll just say, hey, everybody's invited. So it's your own fault if you didn't come out. You know? And the other thing too is a lot of people I haven't talked to in years. They're like, oh, you don't bother with me no more. Well, your fingers ain't broke. Pick up the phone.
Right.
So
and like I was gonna try to track you guys down last night, but I had fishing beers and I'm also dragging a boat around.
Yeah, that's not good.
easy to go park when you're dragging a boat around. And by the way, Katie says not sleeping, Wes. I never miss a dirty Thursday. All right, Katie is still alive.
All right, good.
We're gonna go over here to our chief track meteorologist, Miss Brina Seng, and we want to talk a little bit about you. Tell us about you, how old you are, what do you do, and how you got involved with all this race stuff.
So I'm Brina Seng. I am 19 years old. I am a freshman at Concordia right now. I was on their hockey team, which is NCAA D3 hockey. I've been racing with my dad my whole life, ever since the day I was born. He's been in a race car, so it's been up since then. He became a promoter when my great uncle Wayne Anderson died. He bought the share from him, and he was also an NLRA president, which got handed over to Cole a few years ago, but I know he still kind of helps out with that. So, I kind of got forced into this, and I love it. And now I got the social media page, so to everyone raving about it, can just say thanks to me.
Like the little eyebrow thing or the little eyelash deal there. Interesting, you were telling us how you got your name. Brina, which is a very unique, not a common name, but anybody that knows your mom and dad, I think, could figure it out. But how did you get your name?
So my dad's name is Brad, and my mom's name is Tina. So they took the BR from Brad and the INA from Tina and put those together and made Brina.
And voila, there we go. Brina Storm Chaser Seng. Can we whip up that picture, the hockey one? I'm going to show you that because I, of course, follow high school hockey because I do play-by-play for boys. But it's unfortunate we never have any girls hockey games on, but we got a pick there.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not surprising that she plays hockey. I think everybody in this damn town plays hockey.
Well, at one time, pretty much.
Oh, that is so old.
That's why I picked it.
I like when she said that's so old. She's 19 years old. How old could it possibly be?
Now, here's a fact, Wes, if you didn't know this. How old is Brad now?
Old enough.
Oh, he is still a record holder in the North Dakota State High School Hockey Tournament.
Really?
The state championship tournaments. He's,
most points in a period?
Yeah.
And I don't even know this, most points in a game?
Yeah, so, I mean, his name is in the book, and we're talking about North Dakota that's had a lot of professional hockey players, a lot of Division I hockey players come out of just Grand Forks alone between Central and Red River. So we're going to give a round of applause to Brad and Brina for I'm glad he instilled the hockey in you because I'm a hockey freak, about the same as I am for dirt track racing. Now, you are going to school. What do you want to do?
Right now I'm in criminal justice. I've wanted to be a cop or like something with first responders my whole life. But recently, I've kind of fallen in love with what I'm doing for the track and like the social media marketing and possibly doing the announcing in the near future. Like,
Oh, sweet.
so
Yeah.
you can set me up, Wes.
Well, John can set you
We're
up for the track,
we're
for
working
sure.
on getting her a mic.
Yeah,
So
that's a
she
good
can
idea.
kind of roam around and we can talk back and forth like, John, hey, set it down to me. I got this person or that.
Yeah.
The human special interest kind of stuff, that's what I mean.
perfect.
She's just perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
like a color commentator.
kind of,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I want to do for the Outlaws, but they don't listen to me. So
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be fun to be a color commentator, find all the fun stuff about racing and their lives.
Yeah.
But I mean, I noticed their page all of a sudden got a little twinkle in it.
It did, yes.
And
yes.
it was her. And,
I
it
don't
made
know.
me watch.
Yeah,
so
I don't know who
it's
was
cool.
doing it before, but
Yeah.
it's got a little twinkle in it, like you
Let's,
said.
let's
and
hope
it's
it wasn't
more.
Tommy doing
Yeah,
it.
and
you
it's
know?
he's still got a flip phone, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Brina, just kind of curious, what was the catalyst? What was the inspiration for you to get you to start doing some of these meteorologists, these weather updates? Just kind of curious on what made you make the leap to be like, hey, I can make a go at this.
So it was the second race of the week, or second race of the season, and if you know, it was downpouring, it was tornadoes in the area, there was 20 mile an hour, or like a lot of wind, a lot of rain coming, and we had people in our comments saying, you guys made the call too early.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
so me being me, I was like, no, I didn't make the call, or not me, my dad. So I just decided to go out to the track and see if my dad made the call early. So I was like, you know what? If we made the call early, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to take a video right outside the speedway and show them how we didn't make the call early. And so I went out there, froze my butt off.
You can swear on her. He's cool.
And made that video and posted it, and we have 20,000 followers on the track. We got 30,000 views. So I'm like, okay, we're hitting an
Yeah,
audience.
yeah,
Like,
hell yeah.
Yeah.
we're getting an audience. Like, this is what we need. We need the views. Like, I think we've gained over 2,000 followers since I posted that first one, and that one blew up. And then we had a little bit of rain coming that next week, and people are in the comments like, I'm not listening unless we get an update from the meteorologist.
Yeah.
and so it stuck.
Well,
so
they kept putting it off and putting it
Yeah.
off and putting it off.
Well, you kind of took something and made fun with it. You
Yeah.
know, like, You know how
Exactly.
people like.
And we're going to talk about that
yeah,
too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
So people are like, we're not gonna listen until we get an update.
Oh,
So
that's great.
I'm like, okay, I'll go give another update. And people love the last one, so I'm gonna make this one even better. And so with the most recent video I did, like, we doubled the views, like, we got twice the amount of comments, twice the amount of likes and stuff. And so now I'm out in public and I'm at other racetrack, and it's like, are you that weather girl? Are you that meteorologist? And
It's
you
awesome.
know,
And you know, I wish I had the original video because you're like, it's raining a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just coming down on you. But
Yeah.
there, look at that. Isn't that a wonderful picture there?
oh, that's great. Oh,
And what I said when we were talking about, we're going to get back to this. When they posted on Wednesday, I believe that the races
Yep.
were going to be postponed or canceled. Right away, the keyboard warriors, y'all think a little early, isn't it? You know what? It's better than waiting for the last minute. It was
Yeah.
the right call all the way across. Last week, I get it. We have the rain. We were hoping we could tickle everything because the track's always going to be good. And no matter how much rain we had, we still would have dumped more water on that track than we would have. But it's the pits in the infield that you got to worry about. But that brings me up to this: the keyboard warriors out there, and you and I had talked a little bit about this yesterday, Wes. You know what? If you don't have the balls to come up and say something face to face with what you don't like about a track because it's you, and of course the whole world revolves around you because you're not happy with something,
Yeah.
just shut up.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and it's getting worse.
It most certainly is. I just there's a lot of you know, I don't have the problem with fans having an opinion, you know.
Right,
but
right.
a lot of them don't know what's invested in this at all. They don't have
Exactly.
no
Yep.
investment in it at all.
Flapping your lips before you have
Yeah.
any clue.
Any clue.
Yep.
You know, and I didn't know everything, and I still don't claim to know everything, but I've been around this stuff for a long time now. So I see the inner workings. I'm behind the scenes, and you know, just people just don't know what they're talking about. There's so much that goes into planning, especially a big show like ours.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even on a weekend, a regular show, it's tough to make decisions.
Sure it is.
You know, and it's not always going to be the right one. It never will be. You're never going to make people happy. You call it too early, you call it too late, but calling it early is a better idea than calling it later. You save some people some gas money.
Sure. Yeah.
And they can make other
and then you
plans.
make other plans.
That's right. You know, and I know, and I get it in the spring. It's worse usually because people are jonesing to see racing. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, but it ain't going nowhere. I mean, it's going to be there in a couple weeks when summer hits. It's like springtime's a rough time and the fans get a little pissy. And it just, it's irritating. You bite your tongue, you see things, and it's like, you just want to say something, which leads me into another thing. The fans that are trying to divide series or, make you
It's awful.
It's awful.
Yep.
It is awful. And again, no investment, no skin in the game,
Nope.
no dog in the
Nothing.
fight. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yep, and no matter how hard you try and how hard you complain and how hard you think you know more than anybody else does, you cannot beat Mother Nature for one thing.
And the overall situation, what these so-called claim to be fans are doing is actually hurting their own sport. When they get on there and bellyache because, all right, we'll use River Cities as an example. If the track's getting bashed all the time by fans that actually go there, which is even crazier yet, and the track goes to talk to a business about a sponsorship, and the possible sponsorship says, well, we see a lot of bashing of your track on social media. I don't think we want to get involved. That's how these fans are hurting things.
Sure.
And drivers trying to get sponsors.
And I can't answer every text because we're getting a ton of them here. But this Max guy says, I agree, the keyboard warriors are getting worse with a lot of other tracks. But hey, any engagement will help boost the views.
So true.
Yeah.
And that is true. And that's kind of a bad thing to say that it helps boost,
The thing is, though, like River Cities, we don't get a lot of hate regardless. Like, people are obviously going to get upset with cancellations and stuff.
Sure.
But after I posted that video, there was a few people on the original cancellation post that came back and commented like I was so wrong.
Yeah. And you do hear even drivers, they'll bitch about purse, they'll bitch about track conditions, they'll bitch about this or that after the fact, but they'll be there the next week.
Right.
Yep.
I think it's just like a heat of the moment. They're just too caught up in the thick of it.
Well, sure. And there's a lot of people like that. I've always said, you know what, take a breath. Go take a couple hours, go home, sleep for a couple hours, and then decide when you're going to, maybe wait till the next morning, then get on your keyboard. Don't do it right after. It's like hockey. It's like hockey right now. Some parents don't like what a coach maybe does. Just keep your dang mouth shut. Give it the 24-hour rule because that's why nobody wants to coach anymore. Todd says, I don't think that's true. Crappy engagement doesn't help boost people's interest in the sport. There's an old saying, though, any media is good media. I don't always agree with that, but at least they can hear your name.
I mean, sometimes I think what she said is true. Sometimes maybe not. It depends on how they say it.
Yeah.
But here's an idea. If you don't like what they're doing, go out and volunteer. Help them out.
You go.
You know
there
what I
you
mean?
go.
See what it actually
Help
takes.
us.
Yeah, see what it actually takes to run a track. It ain't easy.
No.
And how, I know many, many promoters now, and, you get to know them, they become friends, and, some of them they got some pretty big shoulders. And some of them are like, you know what? We got offered a lot of money to sell this track, and the way the fans are acting, one of these days I'm going to do it. Because they just get tired of it.
Yeah, they get tired of it.
Yeah.
They get tired of it. And another thing people don't realize, it's just not, it's like what this show is all about. We don't just talk about the guys that show up on Friday or whatever night we race. There's everything in the background. These guys are working on that track all week long. They're working in the stands all week long. They're working in the concessions all week long. Just to have that show on Friday night. Corey says, I've learned that if you engage the keyboard warriors, you empower them. So I just ignore them.
1,000%.
And you know what? I wish I had Corey's nads to do that because there's times I just have to go, what, WTF, listen here, and the thing is too, is a lot of these people, they won't use their real name.
No.
They're hiding.
Yeah,
it's like me, I'll say something. You know where I'm at. I don't hide from anybody. If you want to talk to me about it, just come and talk to me face to face.
And it's pretty crazy because if you follow a lot of racing stuff, you start to see the same names over and over
Yes,
on
you do.
every page there is.
Yep.
So obviously they're on a mission to ruin things because they're miserable. Whatever the case may be, but sorry, you're miserable.
Yeah, and Todd puts it good. Most people that are involved with local tracks are there because they have a passion for dirt track racing, a lot of volunteer, and if they do get paid, it's not a whole heck of a lot. They just love racing.
And to follow up off that, I know we always say when we're announcing each week, we always like to give a shout out just to all the backstage officials, all the staff, everyone, drivers, crew, to make it possible, because just to give the unsung heroes some love and just give their just deserves.
People don't understand how much goes into one Friday night of racing.
Oh, I know.
Well, 3 or 4 days ahead of time go into it. I mean,
absolutely.
And I get to see that firsthand because like my coworkers, they all stay in hotels or fly home now. But I'm there at the track, usually parked. in my toter home, so I see the physical stuff that's put into these tracks to get ready for even our shows.
Sure.
Or any show, really.
Yeah, you got here yesterday, and we don't race till tomorrow. And
Yeah.
this is even kind of a short stay for you. You usually here a little bit earlier than
Right,
that because
yeah.
of the way the schedule is. Daryl Works, before we take a break here, which we're going to do after this, good morning, John, Wes, Brina, Dale, and everyone. Great job, Wes, with the kids program. Appreciate all the hard work the racetracks put in to make great times for the fans. See you tomorrow. Cheers. I haven't seen these guys since
Cheers.
last year. I can't wait. We'll be back in Little Canada tomorrow. You know what you could do, though? You could leave some of that wildfire smoke up there with you. It's going to be really bad by tomorrow night. But we're going to take a little break. We'll be back with Dirty Thursday, brought to you by River City Speedway right after this. Life doesn't ever seem to slow down. Everything needs to be done right now. Well, when it comes time for an oil change, stop into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. You know, most changes are done in about 15 minutes. Valvoline Instant Oil Change does more too. Tranny and coolant flushes, tire rotations, and batteries. And included in your oil change, they're going to top off your fluids, check your tires, battery, lights, wipers, and cabin air filter too. And you get discounts for fleets and the military. You know, they can text and email invoices and coupons and mention Grand Forks Best Source and get $10 off your oil change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They're open Monday through Saturday with no appointment needed. Pickup and delivery is also available if you live in Grand Forks. And Valvoline Instant Oil Change is now hiring. If you'd like to join their team as an assistant manager, customer service rep, or lube tech, stop in to find out more. Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a complete oil change and more. They're at 3325 South 38th Street or call them 701-780-8462 and make sure you tell them Grand Forks Best Source sent you. All right, again, Dirty Thursday brought to you by River City Speedway. We've got Wes Irwin and Brina Seng, and of course Dale, the producer, is all here making us all look good. Thank you, Dale. Max says the fires are getting bad up here. They are, because remember, the winds normally go from the northwest this way, and yeah, we're getting it all right here. Brina, you brought up a good thing. I know we got a text during the break wondering, we had a rain day scheduled for last week, which would have been Friday. We did wait until it was probably about 1 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock, whatever it was, to announce if we were going to race or not on Thursday. And the reason we raced on Thursday was so people could still have a long weekend if they wanted to, or go race at other tracks. And, you know, tracks try not to stomp on other tracks if they can. The people that complained about it, I know there was a little bit of mud in the pits, and I know a couple of guys did get stuck. Yep. But it was the best call. I kind of had a feeling that they hadn't made the decision yet at noon like originally was going to be. I knew it was. I just kind of had a gut feeling we were going to be racing, but I think they made the right call. And your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so people don't understand. We have to get food. We have to get first responders there in the pits. We need to get workers in the concessions, in the 50-50, and everything. And when we say Thursday and tell everyone they have the Friday off, we can't just push it to Friday and not have firefighters in the pits, not have EMT, not have concession workers, not have gate workers. So we raced in those conditions, and let me tell you, we put our hearts out to that. Yeah. And we also had to take in respect of Memorial Day weekend and every single college and high school graduation in the area that Friday and Saturday. And so when we made the decision to race, that was out of the good for everyone else.
Sure.
And out of the good for, we needed workers. We needed firefighters. We needed the ambulance down there. We needed everything. So other than haulers getting stuck, I think we had a pretty successful night for what we had going on. And so I know it might have not been what everyone wanted in the pits, but overall I think it was very successful. And I just need people to understand that with the conditions we had, it had to work like that.
No, and I agree. And I had talked to some of the management and said, well, what happens if we do race on Friday? They said, we're going to be maybe half staff, maybe. And that ain't easy, doing everything when you're only half staffed. Was your Canadian chip mule? How's the 40 Creek?
Oh,
Wes, your Canadian chip mule.
Yeah. He we got, followers, man. I get a lot of gifts. It's pretty awesome. Again, humbling, and I don't ask for them, but I appreciate them. He's my Canadian hookup. I get the all dressed up chips or the ketchup chips. He brings me 4 or 5 bags of them. He brought me down a bottle of whiskey.
Oh, nice.
We were just up there, and I could have done it myself, but I was a little leery of putting that stuff in my toter home, but he brought a bottle down. I haven't cracked it open yet, but I will. I haven't sat still yet to crack it open.
Yeah.
So maybe once we get over the Jackson Motorplex there, I'll have a couple days. We race on Wednesday, I think, there, and I'll have a couple days. I can't wait to crack it open. You know me, I became a bourbon guy and a whiskey guy, and it's kind of cool to get that stuff. A little funny story about like the page and followers and the things they do for me. Every once in a while, you got to take advantage of that power you have.
Yeah.
Remember down in Volusia when the season started. So I lived down there, right? And I went to the liquor store that I normally go to, and Buffalo Trace is my favorite go-to bourbon. Well, this stuff's already hard to find, and then they had that big flood down there and at the distillery in Kentucky, and I was like, oh man, it's really gonna be hard to find. So went to my guy, he had no bottles left, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I ain't got time to go looking for this stuff, and I have to have at least 2 bottles on board. Well, I put a picture of the empty bottle up there on my page.
Oh, gee.
That week I had 4 bottles.
SOS.
Will work for whiskey.
I had 4 bottles that week, but that just goes to show you, and to me, it makes me feel like maybe the fans appreciate what I'm trying to do here, and that's awesome,
Yeah.
So yeah, I just didn't want to go off the beaten path there. Go back to what you were saying.
Sure. And I already forgot, but now you got me. It's just like, look, squirrel.
Yeah.
Talking about whiskey now, that reminds me, Wade Unger, when he was up here last year from Australia, had the moonshine, the methanol moonshine, and who you nanny for, the Strands. I turned 60 in February, and they actually gave me a bottle of that with their race team on the inside label. And that was so freaking cool.
They did some cool
They
stuff
do,
with that.
yeah, they do some cool stuff.
Yeah. Now, how did you ever end up nannying for the Strands?
So-
And they're great kids.
Yeah, so 3 summers ago, I was looking for a nanny job, and I had a lot of people reach out, and then I was talking to some families, and then Savannah texted me, and I'm like, oh, okay, sorry, everyone else, I have a job. And so I started 3 summers ago, and for the first 2 summers, I only had Paisley and Cade, which are the 2 girls, and now I get Tate this year, which is the little boy. I guess he's not little, he'd tell you he's big.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do a lot of fun things. We go to splashers, we go to the pool, we go see horses, and it's just a fun time. I love the family, and it just helps bring everything together.
Yeah, and they're a great family, too.
Yeah, I love them.
I mean, I'll drop in just out of the blue once in a while because it's kind of on my way home where the race shop is. And,
My other family likes to win a lot. Other side
Yeah.
doesn't win at all.
I'll walk in and they're like, "Oh, look what the riffraff brought in," or "Here, what are you doing here now?" But great guys, and not to mention Dustin is a hell of a race car driver too,
Yeah.
man. The guy is good. You are famously known.
I'm not a nanny.
Well, no, I know.
Could you imagine me as a nanny? Holy hell.
I bet you'd be pretty fun.
It'd be fun. Yeah, those kids would learn a lot of stuff real early.
Hey, Wayne, he's all drunk again. This would be a great day. We can do whatever we want. No, you are obviously you eat on the road, you live on the road, you travel, you're never home. You live in a toter, basically. So you eat outside all the time. You never make your own home cooked meal, I would imagine, unless it's in a microwave or on a grill.
No, I have a stove top. I have a microwave, and I have an outside grill. But the problem is, in the springtime, you can't get the grill out.
Oh no,
it's either raining or it's too windy, and the thing
Yep.
goes out. So I will once the weather calms down here, which is going to happen any time. I'll pull the grill out once in a while. But yes, to answer your question, I mean, I have a refrigerator, a full kitchen, but to answer your question, I end up going out a lot just because of followers and hanging out with them.
And you are now, I mean, you could just as well be Wes Irwin food critic.
Yeah, right. I like
because,
doing
I mean,
that.
you almost give a stamp of approval.
I do. I have a stamp. I have a decal now that says
And that's
"Living
I was
Like
wondering.
Outlaws approved." So, and I forgot to take some out last night. It's a new concept, so I got to remember to start taking them along.
Yeah,
with
because
me.
I want a couple if you can remember that because I want to put one there and I want to put one one other place too.
Yeah,
but,
I think we can approve this.
yeah.
show.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Great.
Now it's to the point where people wait for you to come in. I mean, she's at the drum the other day. I'm like, yeah, Wes is going to be here. Probably 2 days. Oh, he's coming back. And people, they look forward to you guys coming, not just to see the World of Outlaws, but to see the whole World of Outlaws show, the atmosphere, everything about it. And I mean, believe me, you could walk into a restaurant in Grand Forks with Kyle Larson and people are going to know you before they'd know him.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that, but that's a nice comparison. Thank you.
I mean, it's true. I think more people know who you are.
I think maybe just I put myself out there a little more maybe than those kind of guys do. I mean, not that they don't put themselves out there, but yeah, I mean, that's, I have, I'm not forced to put myself out there, but
Well, it's kind of like part of your deal. You're
Yeah,
a social media specialist. Part of what you do.
I don't know how that happened, but I'm trying to be one. Again, I have some great people helping me too. Without that, without Katie and Jessica, I don't look that good. So
Yeah.
it's hard to make me look good. Yeah.
And I know every time I see your, I've been catching up on your morning minutes here the last couple of weeks here too, and it just as a reminder too of I could neglect all of our awesome local institutions. I'm like thinking like, oh, yeah, that's right, I got to get some wings. All right, I'm due to hit up a grinder here.
I'll tell you what, this town here's got some stuff, So it's always cool to get here early in the week, which we couldn't. Again, like John said, our schedule was weird, so. Now, next time we roll in August, I'll have a little more time here.
Yeah.
But, it's like, oh, shoot, I didn't go to, and I got to get over there,
Yep.
So, like Judy's, I haven't gone to Judy's Tavern yet, and I got to get in there for a little bit, just met some people that are regulars in there. And
Sure.
You start doing that, too. Mm-hmm. So you got to try to make your rounds, or you feel bad that you didn't. And, 35 pounds later, you're...
and a liver the size of a watermelon.
Well, I slowed down on that. I don't like... And hopefully I hope people don't get the concept that all this guy does is drink.
No.
I try to show you the fun places to go as an adult when you're near a racetrack.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. It's like John Roberts, mic in one hand, beer in the other.
Well, it's
Not all the time.
Like when we were up at Attica, I don't need to tell them about Cedar Point. Everybody knows where Cedar Point is, but people don't know where Smitty's Pizza is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So for the race fan, that's kind of why I do it. And it's been fun, like you said, to like be a critic of those places. Now, I'm not a professional critic, so basically, if I don't like something, I just don't post about it. So a critic would post about it and let them know how bad they are.
Right.
I'm not gonna
and
do
another
that.
good thing too is like I always try to roam around in the pits and everything before a race night, and I'll go down and visit with campers and people there. I ran into a group that had driven up here from Michigan for it was a guy's bachelor party. They'd never been to River City Speedway. They had just heard about it. Mm-hmm. But that's where, like, what you do comes in, too, because these people that come in from out of town, they might not have any clue about these restaurants, like where you had breakfast this morning and things like that. And they're going to go, well, hey, Wes loves this.
And you know where I had breakfast?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Darcy's Cafe.
I saw that.
You hear that, everybody?
Yeah.
Darcy's
Best place
Cafe.
in Grand Forks.
There you go.
Yeah.
I dare anyone to try and finish 2 pancakes from
No,
that place.
it's too hard. Mick, she's a cool lady, and it's a small place, but it's quaint and it's fun. And I don't get a lot of breakfast joints on the road, so I got one in Knoxville, one here, and there's another place to go to. But you don't. Those days are gone of finding the old diners and
I know.
cafes.
Yeah.
So
Everything's chained now, and
but that's a great place, and I also want to shout out to the Bun because we were in there last night.
Yep.
That's a fun place too. Not taking away from my other friends.
No, absolutely.
Like the Broken Drum, but they wanted me to mention, guys, if you want to have some fun and party a little bit, to go in there tomorrow because they have a bus that comes to the racetrack. You probably know about that.
Yep.
And I wanted to mention that to some of the fans that might be coming in. If you want to go sit and relax and have a couple beers at the Bun, they'll take you right to the racetrack on a bus. I think probably around 5:30ish.
Yep.
So is
Rumors, I believe.
Yep,
Rumors.
we're going to be
Rumors is
talking
also
about
doing
that too. Yep,
Yeah.
BT over at Rumors has got a bus going, and that's awesome because it's a cluster trying to park on World of Outlaw night at River City Speedway.
And you lost your parking, right?
Yeah, and I work there, and I still sometimes have to walk 2 blocks, to get to my spot, and I'm there freaking early.
Right.
So Todd says, Rumors also has a bus, so we are going to talk about that. Chris says, Wes the legend. Wes is kind of a big deal, according to Amber. The one thing though, you start your morning out with Start Your Day My Way, the music. You are obviously a reggae guy.
I'm a beach guy all the way, man.
And
ocean waves and reggae music.
Yeah, and there's a lot of reggae I really do like. Slightly Stupid, some of those are great bands.
Stuff,
but Bob Marley, of course. But what are your favorites?
Oh, I mean, like right now, Stick Figure is pretty much up there, and the Elevators. Those are my 2 favorite as far as the newer version of the newer style reggae. But the old school stuff, I like it all. But the Elevators I've seen the Elevators. What's really cool about reggae bands, they're big, right?
Yeah.
They're big, but not a lot of people think about that,
Sure.
So they do small.
Well, it's not like there's reggae radio stations around here,
What's cool about them is they'll do big shows, big concerts, and then all of a sudden they'll be playing in one of the local bars down home, and only 100 people can attend, and it's like, wow, this is great, they're good people,
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, unfortunately, Fortunately, reggae kind of revolves around marijuana a little bit, so
which is becoming legal in damn near every state around the country now.
and that's
but
not why I listen to it.
I mean,
just,
there's like for some good jams, some good lively music, and
Yeah.
then there's like so many offshoots of reggae. You get into like reggae metal with some Skindred
Yeah.
there, and you
Well,
can
you
just
know, like
jam out all night.
like Sublime and stuff. I mean, Sublime's
sure.
awesome, you know, and there's a little bit of reggae in their mix. So, but yeah, it's cool. What about you? What do you listen to? See, you probably
Everything, country.
I was gonna just say probably country.
she looks like a
Honestly,
country gal.
80s rock.
There
nice.
you go.
80s rock.
That's because of Dad, right?
That's because of my dad,
Yeah.
and it's like if you go to a hockey rink and you're warming up, that's probably what you're gonna
Yeah.
be listening
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
I can relate.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
an 80s guy all the
I
way.
guess to follow up on that for everyone at the table, I'm always trying to perfect and curate the playlist a little bit. Is there any songs you wish to hear more at the racetrack, but specifically, or just more genres that you'd be like, oh, I wish
Hey,
they played this song?
don't ask her. It's my music. But yeah,
Oh, that's why I'm asking for when I'm
No,
filling in next time.
I was gonna actually put a post out like, everyone's always messaging like, please play this song, like please do this. Okay, well maybe I should just make a post and make a playlist out of all your guys' songs or something.
here's what we need. You tell the racetrack to pay for me to get more songs on my computer, and I will do that.
Okay.
Yeah, there we
Hey,
go.
listen, here's one you got to get though, guys.
Okay.
Now that you're talking about music, I can mention this. So, John might be familiar with it, but like I have a country music artist that's a friend of mine. Heath Forbes, been friends forever. Kind of helps out Wayne Johnson a little bit on the sprint car team, but you know, Heath lives in Nashville, plays all over the place. We became friends a long time ago. He's the reason why you see me park there and have so much fun. He set that all up, but he actually written a song. It's called Living Like Outlaws. You can go and buy it on all the social platforms. It's about my life. Well, it's inspired by my life. I should say it's about mine, but it's a badass song. It's not a country, like he's normally a country music. It's a little more rock and roll, but it's Living Like Outlaws, Heath Forbes. Everybody go get it.
Heath Forbes?
Heath Forbes.
All right.
Can we whip it up on the computer or not?
That
It's
could.
easy. He has a Facebook page, and you can get it on Spotify. You get it everywhere.
I'm always a little cautious on playing licensed official music on
we get
air because
dinged.
the automatic YouTube police could come after us.
I think you're okay with his song.
Okay, okay.
Because I
Give
play
me
it.
a
I play it
second.
all the time. So, but
So-
it's cool. It's a badass song, and you can hear him talk about certain racetracks. And it's cool. The song leads off with the heating a motor off of Wayne Johnson's sprint car.
Oh, wow.
wow.
Yeah, you can hear it purring, you know, and then it goes into the song. So, yeah, he's a great guy. And that's another cool thing about music. You know, I love baseball, and I go to a lot of baseball games. But I come across some concerts sometimes, and I made a lot of great friends.
Yeah.
Some of them pretty big, and like David Graham and the Eskimo Brothers, a honky tonk band. You know, became friends with those guys, and they're a pretty big band. They travel and tour. Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah.
Well, I'm ready whenever you are here.
All right, you want to play it?
Yeah, you guys
Show
will
it.
like it. Play it at the track.
Or actually, give me a sec here.
All right.
Wes,
all
I
right.
have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think High Limits are gonna make another version of you for them?
Well, I don't know that, you know, and I mean, I guess somebody could, you know. I kind of created my own thing.
That's what I mean.
You know, the Outlaws didn't come to me and say, "Hey, start this Living Like Outlaws thing." I just did it on my own. They kind of embraced it. So, I mean, maybe, but I don't know. You know, it's okay.
No
you
one
know.
can make another version of
Nobody
you?
can make another version of
No?
what I do.
Impossible.
Yeah. Yeah. Here you see
There we
that?
go. Okay, listen up, folks.
Pretty badass.
We just met then all gypsies, a life on the run. Foot on and living like outlaws. Gunning and living like outlaws. Waiting on the bottom, ripping from the top. Caught up in a circus, never gonna stop. Living in a world of outlaws. Pushing off a bullet, I'm ready to roll. I sold my soul at the devil's bowl. Hell yeah! PA posse on my tail. It's time to cowboy up, running and living like outlaws.
Wow. How about that, Heath Forbes?
He gave you a pretty good taste there.
That was
I thought he was going to play a little bit of it, but that's a cool song though. It's pretty. You can pick up all the lines, and as a race fan, you can pick out the things he's saying.
The racing terms in
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and, trading rubber for dirt, things like that. That is cool. Talking about different racetracks, that is good. Heath Forbes, living like outlaws. Again, that's worth another round of applause. That is good stuff there.
Yeah, go get it. Go buy the song. It's on all kinds of platforms.
Man, that's somebody needs to write a song about me. That ain't gonna happen.
Well, I mean, it wasn't about me in general. It's just about my life.
But
I
that's
kinda
pretty cool.
inspired him, to do it. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And now people up here, I know people up here know the song. Well, Nick Curtis does, obviously, because he knows all that kind of music. But that is really, really good stuff. So today now, rest of your day, you got to kind of get busy for a while. Is that right?
yeah, River City being a little tighter on parking. You guys losing some parking lot makes it a little tougher.
A lot of parking lot.
Our midway, got put back to where it originally was, and to park all those merchandise trails, and we got a lot more. Unfortunately, 2 won't be there, but it makes a little more space for us. But to get the big ones parked a while, right before I came here, I parked the NOS sampling trailer. It's huge.
Yeah.
And it's got the 2-seater in it.
Sure.
Got them parked. I'll get back there, get my trailer parked, and I think Donnie Schatz' guy was calling me just a little bit ago while we were talking, and he probably wants to park as well. So you get a little head start
So
on
are you like in charge of parking the merch trailers then?
Yeah.
That's up to you?
Well, not all the tracks. It depends on what there's 3 different ways racing happens with us. With the track, they either pay the sanction fee, bring us in.
Yep.
There's a joint venture, and then there's one where we rent the track. So depending on what that is, determines how things get parked.
And I'm guessing they call you because you're usually there before anybody else is.
Yeah, I'm there.
So you
That's
kind of know the
part of it.
layout and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. Todd Adams says the good song title for me would be Catfish John. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe Heath will write a song for you.
Wow. Catfish John. I think it's because I kind of look like one.
Oh,
There,
boy.
there could be some potential double entendres with that, though.
Potential. There you go. Man, what else we want to talk about?
I don't know. Let's talk about this young lady here and why. I mean, did Dad ask you to start doing this, or you just wanted to do it?
I guess it kind of started off where I thought the Facebook was so boring.
There you go. So it
And-
was you then.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
and
cool.
So he really.
So he listened to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
About time, Dad.
yeah. So it originally started where I would really only post weather updates. Like if we canceled, I would post we're canceled. If we
Yeah.
needed to put mini sprints in the corral, I would put the mini sprints in the corral. And then this past winter, I did the 50-day countdown.
That was
And-
awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was 50 days, and on the countdown, your number car was on the day. So
Look, and for me, like obviously I have to follow a lot of stuff, so it's hard, and it's hard when you're doing your own stuff. But like, it caught my eye when you were on there. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You're
Yeah.
gonna help. You can only help the track, you know. You
yeah,
help
so it's just at this point, it's reaching an audience,
Yeah.
and we did an Easter egg hunt, and we had kids out at the track.
Yeah.
We gave out probably 150 tickets. We
You could ultimately become the face of River City Speedway.
That's my goal.
There you go.
Hey, I think that's awesome too. And you mentioned a little earlier getting mixed in with the announcing too, some potential
Yeah, we're
trackside
hoping to
stuff.
do that.
I will do everything other than work on a car because that just would not go well.
Yeah, but that's good because I could be known as the voice because obviously I better not be a face for anything, or except maybe the catfish stuff. But there we go. We got a voice in the face. And if we
Yeah.
put a microphone in your hands and you're roaming around too, I think this is going to be an awesome time. You kind of started though with like, didn't you do 50-50 stuff and things like that too?
So 50-50 I started a few years ago, and then I helped my dad in the pits a little bit with like lineups and stuff, and when he was still pretty prevalent in LRA, which he still is, but when he had the title as president, and then kind of just moving forward now, I kind of just run around and do everything. Well, not everything. Wherever help is needed, I help out.
Yep.
My dad probably gets annoyed. I'm on his shoulder all the time, following him around like a little puppy dog. But like, my passion is racing, and as a girl that won't touch a car and can still say she loves it, like,
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
I
man.
love what I'm
Yeah.
doing, and I love running the page, and I love talking to people in the pits. And
Well-
now my dad's like, "Is your daughter the meteorologist? It's not. Is your dad Brad Seng?"
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tables have turned, Dad.
Well, and just it's inspiring to. It's inspiring when young people do like our sport because we need them.
Yes, we
Yeah.
surely do.
I mean, that's why I have
we
a youth
absolutely
development
do.
program. If
Yep.
I can help these kids stay in this sport, and not all of them are going to become racers, or maybe like one of them decided to kind of, one of my former kids, she decided to kind of go towards the media part of it. So she wants to stay in it. So it's great to have younger people still love the sport because they got to keep it alive.
Yeah.
Us old farts, we're not going to be around forever.
Yeah.
And some of us old farts can't run social media pages.
Absolutely.
No, you
Some of
guys
us are
can't.
So,
It's
so River Cities was
boring.
hurting there a little bit.
Some of us are computer illiterate
Yeah.
like this guy. I have to say, with the last few days of the countdown, having the driver send in videos was the best.
That
And
was
hope
really
you
cool.
continue moving forward. Wes was Wes with Johnny Gibson at the sleepover in Devil's Lake that got rained out. When we sent Seth out in Greg's car to pack it in, whoever was with Johnny was laughing his ass off. There may or may not have been alcohol involved in that decision. Were you at Devil's Lake ever?
I've been there, but not with Johnny.
Okay. Brendan, I will say, as a media guy that gives footage and pictures to the track, Brina Seng has been super easy to work with as well as super helpful. June
you.
Seng is watching. Good job, Brina. Who's June?
That's my great grandma, or not my grandma, but
Your
she's
grandma.
awesome.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
the best.
And you got a brother that races too.
Yep, John. He is also in a late model.
And he's really picking up his
Yeah.
game lately.
He beat my dad last week. I think
Oh.
he started 6th or 7th, I want to say, and worked it up to 3rd, and my dad got 4th. And
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, not to get off the beaten path, because you are a girl and you are younger,
Yep.
and you're into racing.
Yep.
How do your friends react to that? Like, do they say that's so stupid?
I've actually had a few girlfriends help me out with 50-50.
Beautiful.
and
Yeah, you got
I
them
have-
interested, correct?
I have friends working at the pit gate this week at the sites at the Outlaws and stuff, and my girlfriends that have been around know that this is a part of my life.
That's
so
what
they
you do.
accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And so, like my new girlfriends, they'll see what's going on, and a lot of my guy friends do go to the races still to
Perfect.
this day. But
You live, eat, sleep,
Yeah.
and breathe it.
yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
It's my life.
And hockey.
yeah, and
Or
hockey.
it used to be.
Oh,
Dan Wisco, who's the announcer of at Greenbush, says it's so awesome to have the humor on the River City Speedway page. You're doing a great job, Brina. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
How about the racing songs Left Turn by Cody Hicks and I'm Still Faster by Abby Stewart and Dirt Track Thing by Kenny Montgomery? How about them?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
I heard of them. Yeah, but like, I'm promoting the friends, though. I mean, I don't know those people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but thanks, Jeremy. And those are probably songs we would probably get in trouble if we
Yeah.
played.
I have
so.
a question for the table. I mean, outside of the races themselves, obviously, just kind of curious since we're all involved with different aspects of racing, what's everyone's favorite part of an average race night outside of the races themselves?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah,
for me.
It is. It is. For me, okay, I'll start. The friends that you meet, the people that are yelling at me constantly, "Hey, John," and waving, and from the pits to the stands to afterwards to the walk out the door at the end of the night. The fans, racing fans, are the best. I mean, they are the best. The Canadians, when they come down, I mean, even my wife is like, oh, go to Outlaws. She doesn't even think of Outlaws. First thing she says is, well, the Canadians must be coming, because these are just the friends that we have got to meet. Jared Lundaby says hot mini donuts. Well, there's a million things, and there's some damn good racing too.
And not to cut, I'll go quick because mine's pretty much the same as his. The fulfillment that fans get, if I can help, them be happy and smile, that's probably my favorite part. So whatever I got to do that, and engaging with the younger people when we're at the racetrack, I want to make sure they have a good experience. And if I play a little part in that, I'm going to do that. So you'll see a lot of kids walking around with souvenirs from me.
And here's another thing. Her dad, Brad, put it this way to me a couple of years back, and it has stuck with me. We want to make it like a circus-like atmosphere.
Sure.
Yep.
Family comes in, they have a great time, give them a great show, make it happen as quick as you possibly can, and everybody leaves happy.
Yep.
That's the way I look at it.
No,
Your
yeah.
favorite
Yes.
part.
My favorite is
good.
honestly the fans.
Yep.
Like
Oh, so we
seeing
all
the
agree.
fans, like going up to 50-50, talking to the fans. And it's like we could not race if we did not have people in the stands watching
Absolutely.
us race. So it all starts with the fans. And if we can get fans to the track, if my social media draws them in, if their neighbors draw them in, like that's what makes me happy is seeing the stands packed, because even after this long of racing,
see, we all agree then.
Yeah.
Same with me too. Just
Yeah.
whatever little things I can do to get the fans to just riled up and look forward to a race, and that's all about.
So all you
1,000%.
all you negative fans that have to put stupid comments on Facebook pages, did you hear that?
Yeah,
We do it for
there
you
you
guys. So knock it off.
yeah.
Terry
Knock it
says,
off.
I've always thought it'd be cool to hear interviews of drivers, sponsors, whoever involved in the program during downtime, during the show, maybe during intermission or in the pre-show time leading up to start time. It'd be fun to hear from drivers you don't normally hear from. There are some really cool stories out there. And I agree with you. The problem is we used to try to do that when I was the trackside announcer. For one thing, it's very hard to get anybody before the races start when they're in the pits. Another thing is with the microphones and everything and the interference and everything now, that is also hard to do. And during intermission, like it's usually boom, 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 boom. You try to get them as
Yep.
fast as you can. And when you think you have a driver lined up, something happens.
Sure.
It never fails. Something happens all of a sudden. We're going to set it down to, whoever in the pits,
Yep.
and oh crap, they left. They had to go do this.
You're
and-
standing there by yourself.
Exactly.
Yep.
And Terry has been around for a long time, and I'm sure he gets it too. It's got to be, Max says, it's got to be talking it up with other racers afterwards. When I started working at the track, I didn't know anyone. Now people know me by name. It's a big family, absolutely. Timmy Schwann's, John Roberts' best part is bringing Calker to the track after picking him up at your Northland office. I pick up a guy and I bring him. The Northend office is obviously the Broken Drum. There we go. Anyone know on car counts tomorrow or no? I would think we're going to have a great car count.
Yeah.
It's just late models and World of Outlaw sprint cars.
As long as we have 24, that's all that matters. You know.
Yeah.
We'll
You
have
know?
over 20, probably
Yeah.
over 20 late models too with it
Yeah,
being an
I
NLRA
think
race.
you're high 30s possibly.
Yep.
Less, more than likely close to 40. I mean, you got a lot of guys around here
Sure.
that we don't see in other places, but they stick around here.
Yep. And I know a couple of the locals that I've seen on social media will not make it tomorrow night. They've got issues going on with their car or whatever. And let's face it, some of these guys, some of these guys will take the day off just to watch.
Yeah.
And I mean it's the greatest show on dirt. Exactly. So that's what we're gonna do.
Be a race fan again.
Yes, yes. Let's wrap it up. I mean, we're getting into it here. It looks like we might need another Bloody Mary and beer before we get out of here. But hopefully we hook up with you later today. You are going to be a great addition, and hopefully, Brina, we could probably get you on the show some more if you'd really like.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I think she's a great addition. Dale, the producer. Oh, let's show that one more picture before we get out of here. Brina, when you watch your brother and dad racing side by side, who do you tend to cheer more for?
Oh, I get this question so much, and I'm just like, I hope someone else beats the both of them because I can't choose between either of them.
Where'd you find that picture? That's the old picture.
I know.
That's me in Australia.
This is when you had hair. I was actually looking. I creeped you. That's how I got some of these pictures. I creeped your Facebook page and found some of those old ones. And I know you talked about it. I actually looked to see if I could find some jet ski stuff, but I didn't see anything.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
hard
didn't
to
have a lot
find
of time,
those.
so
I mean, we didn't
thank
have
you.
that kind of stuff back then, but yeah, that's in Australia. Great people to race for. That was like a TQ midget.
Yep. For cool. That is cool. Wes Irwin, folks, if you've never met Wes Irwin, you'll be at the merchandise trailer tomorrow night. And one thing about you at the merchandise trailer is if you didn't have help, it wouldn't be you because you are bouncing around. You are greeting and meeting and talking and bullshitting and taking pictures and selfies and all of that stuff. And that's what makes you you.
Yeah.
And that's what makes people gravitate towards you. And I love having you on the show here.
Yeah,
It's like
always.
a gimme now.
Yeah, it's become a regular thing when I come into town. I like that. So.
So do I.
usually Mark's here with me, but this is great.
Oh, yeah,
This girl has a future with River Cities for sure.
I absolutely agree, and she's been on my mind for a couple of weeks now, and I thought, well, I'm going to give you first chance if you want to bring somebody with. Otherwise, I was going to reach out to her, and
Yeah.
she kind of reached out to me at the same time.
It's kind of funny because I was going to mention her if I couldn't find somebody. But you already told me you got her.
When we were talking
You guys are
yesterday,
just buttering me up.
yeah,
No, I did. I was thinking.
Yeah, we
we
were-
get that girl on here.
we were talking yesterday, and he goes, "Your mystery guest," and I go, "Yeah, well, I think it's going to be the meteorologist." Yeah, you're like, you got to get her on. And it's
I
like,
was having people ask me at go-karts last night. I had several people come, hey, who is it? I'm like, I'm sworn to secrecy.
yeah, from now on, I think we're just going to promote it as a mystery guest. We'll get
Yeah.
more action that way. To all the people that have texted in today, thank you so much. Again, the World of Outlaws, the big show. Tomorrow night at River City Speedway, we've got World of Outlaws. We've got the NLRA late models. I want to thank, I'm not going to call you River City Speedway meteorologist anymore after this. Brina Seng, thank you very much. Wes Irwin, and of course, Dale, the producer, making the show so good. And thank you to all of you people. I remember, you know what? Share this show. It's a great show, and it's people like these all around us that make this show as good as it is. And again, I want to give a shout out to Rumor Sports Bar and Casino. We heard about buses being taken to the World of Outlaws tomorrow night. Well, Rumor Sports Bar and Casino here in the Grand Cities Mall also has a bus going there. You can buy your tickets there. You can get on the bus, go to the World of Outlaws. Parking is sketchy at the World of Outlaws. Like Wes mentioned, you know, that new jail edition. Well, robbed half of our parking. It sucks. But when you can jump on a bus and they drop you off at the front gate and then they pick you up and bring you back, you get yourself a drink, can't beat it. World of Outlaw buses at Rumors tomorrow. What a great place when you're done. Or before you go, $9 any pizza. They've got all kinds of great lunch and dinner specials. They got the world famous beer tower, wall-to-wall TVs, UND Sports, World of Outlaw Racing. You can jump on the bus and go. We love Rumors Sports Bar and Casino in the Grand Cities Mall. Not sure, is Brew Brothers on tonight? I don't think they are this week. They're off tonight. Okay, they're off tonight. How about this? Have a great day. We'll see you at the track tomorrow. Remember to like, share, tag, and follow us. Hit that notification bell on your smartphone. You never miss a show that way. We love the Forks. Well, Grand Forks' best source is giving the Forks their identity back.